What is up, YouTube? This is T11 coming at video. Today I'm talking to you about God of War 2. I'm going to be continuing my series of reviews on the God of War franchise. God of War 1 was an incredible game. I think I made my thoughts on that pretty clear in my last video. And God of War 2 is even better, believe it or not. And it had quite a task on its shoulders because God of War 1 was really a standalone story. And when you try to force that into a franchise, it almost never works. But here, it really does. God of War 2 has better gameplay. Admittedly, it's mostly the same, but it was perfect in the first game, and there's some minor improvements here. The boss battles are just as good. I don't know if I'd say better, because God of War 1 is pretty much the gold standard for boss battles in video games, in my opinion. Standouts, though, are the Colossus of Rhodes, the Sisters of Fate at the end, and a few others. There's some great boss battles in here. The puzzles aren't as ridiculously difficult, save one, Buck the Phoenix Chamber. And the story this time around is even better, in my opinion. And the first game had an incredible story, one of the best of its time. And God of War 2 is, as I said, bigger, grander, even more epic. The spectacle is larger in this game, which is really hard to do. The first game is such a truly epic experience, but God of War 2 takes it up a notch. I also think Kratos is given a lot more development in this game. And I know a lot of people said this game was really when he started to become just a rage-filled killing machine, but he was that in the first game. Here, I think you see a couple different sides of him. You see that he cares about his home, Sparta, and you see, a few others that really, I think, people don't give him enough credit when they say he's just a killing machine. There's also better voice acting than the first God of War. There was some good voice acting in the first God of War, but there was also some not so good. Here, it's pretty much good voice acting all around. T.C. Carson is still great as Kratos. Corey Burton, who you may remember was Brainiac in Superman the Animated Series, is awesome as Zeus, the villain of this game. And Linda Hunt, who is the narrator in the first game, plays Gaia here, and she was quite good as well. Those are the standouts for me, but there are plenty of other great performances here, especially Michael Clark Duncan is in this game. That's just awesome. The game doesn't tone down the violence either. If anything, it amplifies it. There's some brutal, satisfying combat. Sometimes you almost feel the enemy's pain. It's awesome. The particular standout moment in that for me is when you fight Icarus, who instead of wax wings, he has actual wings in this game, and you tear them off. And it's just so brutal, but pretty cool, I must admit. The only real flaw I can think of is that unlike the first God of War, which I can walk away from being satisfied because it was a standalone game, God of War 2 is part of a larger story, and it doesn't have an ending. It ends with basically a teaser for God of War 3. Now, I can pop in God of War 3 right now and play it if I wanted to, but, if I had to wait 3 years to get an ending to a story I paid $60 for, I'd be kind of frustrated. So, that's really just a nitpick, though. Other than that, this game is fantastic. God of War 2, it's up there in my favorites in the series. I don't know if I'd say it is my personal favorite, but I do think it is better than the first game. And I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. It's T.1 signing out.